Hello there. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. So let's continue our conversation about light. Oh, you want to know why I'm wearing a hat and dark glasses indoors? Well, I'm protecting my eyes and my skin from artificial light. So let's talk about that. We have all the spectrums of light that we've discussed, from the really short energetic waves at the UV end of the spectrum, the more blue light and purple light. And then at the other end is the red light, which are the long waves. They're soothing, they're calm. Those are the ones that we get at sunrise and sunset, and they're really great for a lot of our biology. They're also what give us heat, and our mitochondria will make that red light on the inside of us too in order to warm us. We need that infrared light for warmth. Okay, so what's wrong with artificial light? Well, we've kind of discussed how it doesn't have all the spectrum or wavelengths, and there are thousands of wavelengths in sunlight. And there are 37 trillion cells in your body, and your body responds to, your cells respond to all those different wavelengths of light. And they tell your body what hormones to make and where they need to go, what neurotransmitters you need, and all the different chemical processes and things to help your immune system and basically keep you alive. So it's really important that we have all that light information going out to the right places at the right time. So when we talk about artificial light, most of it is high in the blue light spectrum, which isn't necessarily a bad thing in itself, but it's like anything else. In concentration, it can be dangerous or unhealthy. So let's think of an example. Like, you could drink water, that's a really good thing. You need to drink water, but you could drink too much water, right? I mean, there have been people who've actually died from drinking too much water. So, too much of a good thing is too much of a good thing, right? So, when we think about blue light, what is that short energetic wave telling your cells? Well, basically, it's like go, 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 go. Like the highest amount of blue light waves in sunlight come out around high noon. And that's probably like 24, 25% of high noon light is the blue light waves. Well, at noon, you need enough energy to keep going the rest of the day, right? So, this is a good thing. Your body needs that stimulation. But if you're getting that blue light at night when it's not natural from the sun, because most of the night time, as the sun is setting, most of that is the red and infrared, those slow, calm waves. Okay, so you're getting all that blue light from indoors at night, and it's like drinking a ton of coffee. So what happens is actually from your pineal gland, you produce melatonin. Well, it's actually produced during the day, and then it's released at night in dark. And it's actually that your mitochondria produce it as well, but it's the same thing. They sense light during the day, the natural daylight, and they say, oh, well, we need to make melatonin because the sun's going to go down later. And then we can release that and get not just good sleep, but restore health and repair every cell in the body. This is very important. So let's say you're getting, you're not using a lot of screen time, because like your cell phone, mine's in airplane mode and it's got a red screen. But your cell phone, it emits invisible, we'll just call it invisible blue light, okay? And so it's giving your body the same signal. What does that signal do? It raises your blood sugar. It causes you to be alert, which is great during the day, right? But if you have too much coffee, what happens? You're like jittery, your hands are cold, and your blood sugar is high. So we don't want that at night, right? But we do want to be able to release melatonin. Well, without darkness at night, you won't release melatonin that hopefully you made during the day with natural sunlight exposure. So you need both. You need the blue light during the day, but you need the natural, not the highly concentrated, right? Because that high noon blue light wave is also balanced with all the other colors of light on the spectrum, all the thousands of different wavelengths of light. If your indoor light is LEDs, let's say it's probably like 80% blue and zero red. Okay, so that's not helpful. That'll actually kind of burn you out, right? So it could be why people get like eye strain, fatigue, and all these things when they're staring at a computer screen all day long. So this is why I use blue light blocking glasses. Even during the day, I might have a pair that has, I think last time I wore them, has a little bit less, so they're not quite as amber. But they don't block totally all the blue light. So if I'm on my computer and I'm still getting sunlight during the day, I might wear those blue light blockers that don't block it all out because I'm not worried that I'm getting too much blue. But at night, I want to wear and block out as much as I can. You can get blue light blocking glasses from a lot of different places, so I'm not even going to try to sell you anything here. I just want to help you to have the best health that you can. And if you can understand that anytime you look at a blue lit screen and all your LCDs and all, the LEDs, LCDs are very rich in that blue light spectrum, you're raising your blood sugar and you're getting your body's basically like adrenaline or cortisol to start activating. All right. None of those things are bad. It's just that because you really actually need to have blood sugar rise. And the reason is that you need insulin but you need it to get into the cell. So that's a whole other story. But none of these things are bad. It's just about balance, right? So we want to make sure that we have the right kinds of spectrum of light all day and then not the not the bright light at night, right? So that we can rest and repair. So it's really important. You just have to know that during the day, you have stress. I mean, we all have stress, and it may not even be bad stress. It can be good stress, like we're talking about cortisol and blood sugar. Well, those things actually cause what's known as oxidative stress. And there's other stressors. I mean, just looking at a bright light causes stress on your body. So anytime I have my phone and I'm like scrolling on my phone, and then I'm getting those frequencies from the cell tower, that's a type of light, and it's sending my body that go, go, go cortisol blood sugar message. And so I want to mitigate that as much as I can. So for me, I keep my phone in airplane mode and I turn it on. People who know me know I'm not always contactable. I turn it on several times a day and check for messages. But I try to use my computer, which it has an Ethernet cable. I don't use Wi-Fi. I have an Ethernet cable, and I have I'll use Signal or some other messaging way so people can talk to me all day long if they're on that platform. But my cell phone is for, well, when I need to go somewhere and I can't communicate from my desk, then I'll take it. I only drive with it in airplane mode. And one of the reasons is that those high intensity frequencies that can be damaging to our mitochondria actually and DNA, they do break strands of DNA. That's unfortunately what we found in research when we look at what is this microwave basically technology doing to us. It does cause DNA double strand breaks. So over time, this can actually create mutations. And this is why they've seen people who run around talking on their phone with it right by their brain end up with tumors. Not all the time, but it's one of those balancing things. We do have oxidative stress. That's what this will cause. And if we can repair at night, our cells will clean themselves out. The mitochondria will make sure to release enough melatonin to clean out all of that cellular debris from the DNA strand breaks and everything else. And then your cells, they divide and they make new healthy cells and everything's great. But you have to have that balance, and it's important that we know that there are things that we use that we can use wisely and safely. So I always have it in airplane mode when I'm driving, because when it's trying to look for a signal, that's when it emits the most of those frequencies. And so, when you're driving, you're switching towers everywhere you go. And then I never have it close to my body. It's interesting because when I say that to some of my clients and they're like, well, how are you supposed to make a call? And I say, well, you can get like a tripod selfie stick, or you can just set it on a table and put it on speakerphone or whatever. But they don't realize that even in the literature, when you purchase a cell phone, if you read all that small print, it says in there, don't have this near your body when it's on. And so there is a lot of research out there that shows, what the actual problems are with using this technology. But there's also a lot of good people who have figured out how to mitigate that. And the best thing to do is make sure you have that quality reparative sleep at night. And the way you get that is by avoiding all these blue light waves and all the different other frequencies that interfere with our biology. So those are my tips on that. And we can talk more. If you have questions, please let me know. Put them in the comments. And I'd love it if you subscribe to this video series. I mean, I would like to keep having these conversations with you, and I think it would be really great for both of us. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.